Hello! Welcome to VLogtober Day 5. Today I'm skating because someone decided to hang a candle holder there 3 weeks ago. It went just fine. However, he did not like the extra weight of 6 extra candles, so it fell down yesterday after, of course, the candles have burned for 5 minutes. So, yeah. Wax on, wax off. It's slick. So today I will be cleaning, tidying, washing the floors with extremely hot water, which should be interesting because I don't have any gloves, so I expect cursing to happen. Also, I have no idea why I'm standing bent forward just talking to a camera instead of holding you in my hands. So there's that. I just had dinner. I am still knocked out after the shopping round. That happens. A couple of days ago I showed you in the vlogs that I had gone shopping, and whenever the seasons change from summer to fall and we start getting frost nights, which we have started to get now, all the way from now and until, depending on the weather, April, May next year, simple things like going for an hour to do grocery shopping and errands is going to knock me out for several days. So you will have to excuse the somewhat tired me, but that's just part of reality, and reality is the point of these vlogs. Otherwise, I'm also knitting on my blanket today. Ooh. I have decided, I am committed, that now I am going to make this into a bedspread, or bedspread if you a bedspread if you will. I'm probably not going to edit that out. Just leave it in there. So it's a bit to go, but I have this to keep me nice and warm in the sofa. As you can see, it's just a mess here, balled up just because I've been using it today. I have plans to go for a walk in absolutely beautiful weather. It is 7 degrees Celsius in the sun, meaning that it's probably around 1 degree Celsius in the shade. It's a little bit of a draft, so it's going to feel colder, but I am very much looking forward to taking a walk just because it is such a beautiful scenery outside right now. And I do believe that I will take a walk along the river promenade today, on the opposite side of what I showed you yesterday, just because it's more leafy there, and yeah, I like that part of the river promenade. I am so spoiled with tracks and hiking trails, and yeah, I've lived here for 3 weeks tomorrow, and I love this place. I don't love living in a city, but when it comes to city living, I do believe that I have nailed it. It's got pretty much everything. It's a close walk to everything that's got to do with shops, the community building, what's the word? City hall, to the trains and the buses, and like I said, hiking tracks and trails, and yeah. When you, like me, are chronically ill with pain and fatigue and never took a driver's license, you really do benefit from living closer to everything. Something else today is something that I'm a little bit awkward telling you about. It's nothing bad. A viewer of the podcast, long-time viewer and long-time supporter of the Nordic Stitches design, when people buy my patterns, it's like, oh, they bought my pattern, thank you. And then when they actually knit it up and they share it on Instagram and say, oh, I finally knit and I finally finished, and oh, look, I'm knitting this and that by Nordic Stitches, it goes like, I can't believe they actually cast it on. It feels, after 3 years of designing, it still feels surreal to me that people would actually not only buy my patterns, but also actually knit them. So for the last few days, it's been so much fun seeing the pumpkin pattern that I released October 1st being knit up here and there, and it's just very much fun. And so a couple of days ago, I got a message from one of those who have purchased most of my patterns. I'm just going to knit on my blanket while I talk to you guys, because I'm restless if I don't knit. And she asked me if I had considered opening a CoFi page. And truth be told, I had no idea what it was. I dropped the stitch. Oh shoot. I had no idea what it was, and so I had to go in and actually check it out. She included a link, and it's basically a platform where one can support creators. Now that at first I was not very sure about, because I've tried the Patreon, but I didn't like the setup of it, the stress of always having to continue to make more, especially for me being chronically ill with pain and fatigue from fibromyalgia, having to constantly always make even more than I was already doing, and not really make more from it, if you understand what I mean. So when this CoFi was presented to me, I was like, do I really want to do this again? But then I went in and I took a look, and it's actually a platform where a creator opens a page and shares information and pictures and links and such about themselves and tell you what they do. So far it sounds very familiar. But the difference is that it's not a monthly pledge. You actually go into the creator that you want to support and you buy them a cup of coffee, to basically help them continue do what they do. It's not, like I said, a monthly subscription, and it's not that you're necessarily getting more content. It's just a platform that is simple to use, straightforward, no hidden messages, nothing like that. It's just you buying a cup of coffee for someone that you want to support. And so I thought, that's interesting. And seeing as this person and several throughout these last 3 years have stated that they would like to support Nordic Stitches designs and video, so both this YouTube channel and the designs, without necessarily having to buy more patterns or buy the patterns again just for friends, or just watching and just buying the patterns, so just watching the videos and just leaving the ads and stuff like that. And so, taking into consideration how appreciative I am of the support that I already get, I get very humble when people want to support me even more. And so I have opened the CoFi. Is it CoFi? I'm just gonna call it coffee. So I've opened the page, I've uploaded pictures of all the patterns, I've written a post, and I'm going to link it down below. So if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, I love coffee, you can do that now. And it's just a trial thing to see if it works. I would love your feedback on your thoughts on this, just because I know that it's coming from you. That's that. I am going to continue knitting on my blanket. I just watched Ali of Little Drops of Wonderful's Vlogtober day 4, I believe. Am I the only one uploading them the same day? Maybe. But I am going to watch Tales from Cuckoo Land, Ollie and Bella, and then I'm going to watch 2 more that I just can't for the life of me remember the names of, that Ali recommended in her day 4, so you can go directly to her page and, well, her video and see that, and check them out for yourself. And at the end of this vlog, before you see hiking clips and just atmospheric Saturday night mood here in the Nordic Stitches casa, I just want to say thank you to Ali for crowning me as a vlogging queen in her in her vlog this morning. It was a little bit embarrassing. I don't know why, but receiving compliments like that is very difficult, and I just thank you. Thank you for the crown. I will treasure it and hopefully live up to the title. My goodness. Ah, more frost. Ta-da! Yep, that's completely normal here this time of year. Now that's what I call style. They've actually made this to look like an old Norwegian cabin with a chandelier and some wall hanging. That's actually cross stitch or some sort of embroidery. This is amazing. Let's check out the view. Yeah, I could like this. It was a little cold sitting down, but absolutely. I think this qualifies for glamping. Oh, that's lovely. It is so cold right now. Oh my goodness. I can swear the wrinkles I do have are just like super magnified right now. It is so weird because in the sun right now it's like 15-16 degrees Celsius, and then if I just take like 10 steps I'm in the shade and I was like, oh my goodness, this is so cold, because it's only like 2 or 3 degrees. So the contrasts are huge. And I am heading home now to warm up, have a long good shower, a foot spa, just a little bit of TLC to myself, a little bit of knitting, of course. A spider decided to spin on me. I don't know where it came from, but ironically it ended right here. The spindle. So I just walked away before it could climb onto me. I don't like spiders. Why couldn't it be follow the butterflies? Anyway, I've had real good use of my spooky Selby mittens today, which is a pattern available in my shop if you're not familiar. But sadly, I'm going to have to re-knit them because I have some skin issues and I've started to react to certain wools, which isn't something that I've talked about very loudly on the channel, but I can probably just come out and say it. I've developed wool allergy, which is sadly ironic and extremely inconvenient. I'm not allergic to all types of wools, but the more rustic the worse it is. And when I say allergy, I mean allergy, not the it's a little itchy. I actually in February ended up in the emergency room because of blisters and what's the word? Itching. My goodness, how difficult can it be? And the doctor then said, yeah, you need to reconsider the wool. So I asked him, well, how do you expect me to stay warm during winter? Because I have fibromyalgia. I need wool to stay warm because I get even more sick when I'm cold. And he said, well, there's always Spain. So I said to him, well, if you can prescribe me Spain, I'm good to go. Anyway, joke aside, that was the first meeting with a doctor due to this new allergy of mine. And then in early May, sorry. So I went to another doctor just because I hadn't quite accepted it yet. And he said the same. Well, you really need to reconsider your wool. If you're not allergic to all wools, that's fine, but the thing is, when you have an allergy, you need to stay away from the thing that gives you an allergic reaction, because it's going to make you sick. And I trying to make a living off, trying to build my way up to make a living off knitwear designs, didn't really see that as an option. But it turns out that I can use fine fibers, which is going to be very expensive. So short version is I've developed a severe allergy to rustic wools. Go figure. And all the yarn that I loved working with and had purchased a whole lot of, Rauma, Finull, Rauma lamb's wool, can't use it. I tried for ages trying to use the lamb's wool, but for some reason it just didn't work. So in general translation, that means that in addition to everything else I knit, I now have to reknit my entire wardrobe. Which is why you don't see me wear some of the knitwear you've seen me finish, and it's also why I'm not talking about rustic wools anymore in the podcast. It's simply because I can't use it. So the difference between intolerance and allergy is itching and don't like versus making you sick. And for me, it actually made me sick to the point where I ended up in the emergency room. I got blisters, I couldn't breathe properly, my eyes watered and I had running eyes and nose. It was so awful. So I knew that it was an allergic reaction because I've had allergies my entire life, but I did not want to, nor was I prepared that it could be wool. So before my cat died mid-February, I thought that maybe it could be her, but it didn't go away after she got sick and passed away. So yeah. I laugh, but I am extremely sad about it. I still haven't gotten over it. But I've had a few friends say that at least you're not allergic to all wools. And because it is such a rare allergy, there's no medication for it. So it just sucks. Quite literally just sucks. Leaves everywhere. So that's one of the reasons you only see me wearing this shawl, for example, because it's a shawl I spun from 100% merino and silk. So well, I didn't spin the shawl, I spun the yarn and then I knit the shawl. You know where I'm going with this. Anyway, that's my sad story for today. This is probably going to be one of the longer vlogs, and yeah, now you know why I don't talk about rustic wools and use rustic wools. And you also know that I am not happy about it, because if it's something that's going to keep you warm, it's that, rustic wools.
May have burned them just a little. Oh well, they're gonna taste good anyway. Hit thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!